Campfire Tales. Lore of the Olympic National Forest by R.S. Hughes. The Haunting of Highway 101. It was a cold, foggy evening, just about twilight, when Jake and Emmy decided to take a road trip on the infamous Highway 101. The two friends were exploring the lesser-known routes of Washington State and wanted to explore landmarks from a popular TV series. As they approached the dense, misty woods surrounding Lake Crescent, a sense of unease settled over them. "Have you heard about the legend of Highway 101? Emmy asked with apprehension. Jake glanced at her with curiosity. "No. What legend?" Emmy leaned in closer, her eyes wide with a mix of excitement and fear. "They say that somewhere around here, there's a woman who hitchhikes. If you pick her up, you'll never be seen from again." Jake laughed nervously. "Sounds like something out of a Stephen King novel." As they continued their drive, the fog grew thicker and visibility was difficult, but not unmanageable. Suddenly, through the mist, they spotted a figure standing on the side of the road. It was a woman in a white dress, her long dark hair cascading over her face, her dress damp from the moist air. "Do you see that?" Emmy gasped. Jake slowed the car to a crawl. "We can't just leave her out here, it's freezing." Emmy hesitated. "Jake, what if it's her? The woman from the legend?" Jake shook his head. "It's just a story, Em. Let's see if she needs help." He pulled over and the woman approached the car. Her eyes were dark, hollow, and her voice was barely audible. "Can you give me a ride?" Emmy felt a chill run down her spine. "Where are you headed?" The woman smiled faintly, a half-crooked smile. "Just a bit further down the road. Please, I have to get home." Against Emmy's better judgment, Jake unlocked the car doors. Without raising an arm, the woman opened the back door and climbed into the back seat. Emmy wasn't sure what she saw but decided not to mention it. As they drove on, the atmosphere grew tense. The radio crackled with static, and an unnatural coldness filled the car. "It's cold in here," Jake said, reaching to turn up the heat. "What's your name?" Jake asked, glancing in the rearview mirror. The woman didn't respond. Instead, she stared out of the window, her expression blank. Emmy's anxiety grew with each passing moment. Suddenly, the car jolted violently. The engine choked and sputtered before dying completely. While coasting, Jake pulled over and tried to restart it, but it was no use. They were stranded in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by an oppressive fog. "We should call for help," Emmy suggested, her voice trembling while reaching for her phone. Jake nodded and reached for his phone, but they had no signal. "Great. Just our luck." The woman in the back seat began to moan softly, a chilling sound that sent shivers down their spines. "I have to get home," she whispered. Jake and Emmy turned to her, and before they could react, the woman's form twisted and distorted, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly blood-red light. She lunged at them, screaming, "I have to get home!" Her fingers elongated into sharp, spectral claws. Both Jake and Emmy screamed in terror, panic settling in as they tumbled out of the car. The woman vanished into thin air, leaving behind an icy mist. Jake and Emmy couldn't see each other or the car through the thick fog. They called to each other. "Jake, where are you?" "Em, I'm here. I can't see you." But as they kept calling to each other, their voices grew further and further apart, only to realize they were completely alone and lost in the dense, haunted fog. Days later, a state patrol officer found Jake and Emmy's abandoned sedan on the side of Highway 101. There was no trace of the two friends. The only clue was a distorted picture on a dash cam that shows a woman in white on the side of the road. Their disappearance remains a mystery. The legend of the woman in white grew, warning travelers not to pick up hitchhikers on this haunted stretch of road.